All right, welcome to lesson 36, reading and writing whole numbers in expanded notation. Now, expanded notation is probably something that you learned in previous years. In fact, it should be. But in 5th grade, you're going to take expanded notation even further to stretch numbers, to expand them even wider than you had before. Take a look at the number up on the board and read it with me. 325,468. And recall, when you read numbers, you read sets in 3. So 325, it's in the thousands, and then 468. No and in the middle. 325,468. You only say and at a decimal point. All right. Now, what's the value of every digit in that number? Now, the 8's in the ones place, so it's worth 8. The 6, however, is in the tens, so it's worth 60. The 4 is in the hundreds, it's worth 400. The 5 is in the thousands, so it's worth 5,000. The 2 is in the 10,000s, so it's 2 10,000s makes 20,000. And finally, the 3 is in the 100,000s place, so it's worth 300,000. And in previous years, you probably expanded this number into expanded notation, and you made it look like this. So 325,468 is the same as 300,000 plus 20,000 plus 5,000 plus 400 plus 60 plus 8. That's expanding it, right? Now, in 5th grade, you're going to take it even a step further. And each number is going to not only show its place value, but how many there are in that. So what I mean for like 300,000, instead of writing 300,000, you will need to write 3 times 100,000. There are 3 100,000s in that spot. Okay? Follow with me. The 2 would be 2 times how many? 10,000, because it's the 10,000 spot. So first you tell the number, okay? For example, 3, then 2, then 5. Tell the actual digit, then tell us what value is in that place. So it would look like this. Now, the number just barely fits. Look at how much is expanded now. I put every single digit in a set of parentheses. So I started on the larger end, which is where you should start, and I said 3 times 100,000, then 2 times 10,000, then 5 times 1,000, then 4 times 100, then 6 times 10, then finally 8 times 1. If there happened to be a 0 in there, then you would just skip that set of parentheses. Also, don't forget to put a plus sign in between each value, okay? Because 3 times 100,000 plus 2 times 10,000 plus 5 times 1,000 plus 4 times 100 plus 6 times 10 plus 8 times 1 is the same as 325,468. All right, let's look at it in reverse. I have a number right here, and this is in the full expanded notation. So take a look at it. I have 9 times 10,000, 4 times 1,000, and 2 times 1. Now, what would this number be? Some students would say, oh, if you read it right aloud, you know, from this side over, it says 90,000, 4,002, 90,402, 4,002. How do I write that out? You could think of it like this. This is your first one, 90,000. So your number is going to be 5 digits long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it begins with a 9, because we're talking 90,000. So see how I put 5 digits so that you know how many spaces you need? And then 4 is in the 1,000s. So you really need to know your place value here. 4 is in the 1,000s. And I have 2 times 1. That's 2. That's only in the ones place. And now I'm missing some numbers, right? Now some students will write 942, and they will get this number absolutely wrong. You know, since there's nothing there, your number is 94,002. You could skip those parts where there's no parentheses. That means that there's 0 hundreds and 0 tens. So you need to write that there's 0 hundreds and 0 tens. All right? Let's take one more look of a number you need to expand on your homework. And on number 3, it says expand 5,704. Start on the larger end. 5,000 would be 5 times 1,000 plus, what's our next number? 5,700. So I have 700, 7 times 100, plus, and then notice it skips tens. So don't write anything, just skip it. And go right to 4. 4 is 4 times 1. Okay. So now you know a lot about expanded notation. Don't forget that in 5th grade, when they ask you to do expanded notation, and from here on out, it's going to ask you to expand to the furthest you can, which is the new way I've showed you today. All right, if you have any questions, come and see me. Thanks.